Alright, hi folks, this is Brian here once again, and it's about Tegu content. Man, my Tegus involve a lot of my life, as you could probably see by my growing number of videos. But I want to bring attention, or just make a video on this, is about how much attention to properly take care of Tegus involves. So when I wake up in the morning, you know, the Tegus sleep in, I sleep in, just from my work situation. They don't get up until later, but when they finally get up, I give them some time to heat up under their heat lamp and absorb some UVB, and then they're rearing to go, and they want out of that pen that I have in there, that 8x10 or 5x10 enclosure that I built, and so to stick them in there and leave them in there would be very painful for them, as far as I can tell. They want out. And so what I'm doing to facilitate that is I've got this extra room that once was a garage, and the previous owner turned this into a bedroom, which I don't use. It just stays warm. Even if the air vent is not blocked, it just is not a key room that I want to really hang out in. So I've turned it into a Tegu room. So let's go in there real quick, okay? Going into the room. I've had to, it's darker in here. I just don't have a lot of light. I don't need a lot of light. I got big windows over there. Okay, so this is, I don't know, a 30 foot by 20 foot room, 35 feet. It's got a big window over there. You can see Mac loves to climb up the window. I've had to clean this room out from, I had stereo speakers and high-end speakers and stereo receiver and a very expensive subwoofer, clip speakers and subwoofer and amps, and the Tegus were crawling on everything and scratching everything up. So everything that is on the floor has to be Tegu proof, because they will climb on everything and literally just put fingernail marks in anything that in this room that they can get to that's not nailed to the ceiling. And so as you can see, let me stand here in the middle of the room kind of and then pan around. So I got a table. They can't really get up on that table, but they love to hang out, and I got plastic on the floor because they'll just poop wherever they want and pee, and they pee quite a bit. And so I've had to remove pictures from the walls. I've had to do a lot of things to Tegu proof this room. And I moved in my dog pool. I got a secondary dog pool that I have outside, but that's got about an inch worth of water. Serves dual purpose, increases the humidity in here, and then they can get in there and drink and sit in there if they want. But over here is my 360 camera, and no matter what I do, within 5 minutes they will come in here and unplug that camera. The plug is in the wall. I know it's dark, but they will come in, and I've had to move some pictures over here on so they can't unplug that as easy. And then I've got some clippies on so they don't damage the camera. They've twisted the mount up and everything, but I'm telling you, 5 minutes in here and they come over here and unplug that camera. I don't know why. I don't know what's the great thing of doing that, it's crazy. It's silly, very, very silly for a Tegu to want to unplug the camera. But Mac likes to go in here in his cable box and sleep, so I got a bunch of cables in there. Sassy's under this blue tarp that I got. She's under there and she's doing something. She's in there, but you can see her moving. She's in there. And then Mac likes to come sit up here, and he has gotten into the blinds, and he has damaged the blinds, and I've had to fix those, but he get up there and get entangled in them and tear those up. But he will come up here and sit in the window. Here I've got just a big piece of driftwood, just because it's better in here than in the rest of the house. So this whole room is a Tegu playground. They can climb, they can walk, they use this room as an exercise room. So to have them pinned up in a 4x4, 4x8, 4x10, 5x10, 6x10 cage would drive them absolutely crazy. I mean, they wouldn't be getting the exercise they need. They would just be hovering at the glass and scratching and not getting the exercise they need. They love it in this room, as far as I can tell. There's Sassy. Sassy's poking her head out now. But that's all they do, is they climb, they crawl. I just got a makeshift little ramp here that Mac and Sassy have quickly adapted to. That was to a dog kennel, and just helps them to get up here on the ledge. They don't have a problem getting up on the ledge otherwise, but they use this specifically now to climb up there and just use these different bars to put their claws on and climb up. And it's just so much more stimulating in here for them to be able to climb up on the bag, climb up here to the window sill. They just stare out for hours out the windows. And then they will unfortunately try to walk up and down and climb everything. But I've pretty much taken out the things that they can, scratching and damage, that's just what they do. But I would like to bring some more wood and some logs in here, and some spare, or trash tires that have been taken off cars that I find, in the neighborhood. Clean them up, bring them in here, and make something so that there's more interaction, so they can climb in and around the tires and climb around, kind of like chimpanzees, in a chimpanzee zoo, or an enclosure where there's just lots of entertaining things to climb on that I don't care about, that their nails aren't going to damage. They used to climb up on top. Before I made this higher, they would get up here, and they have scratched my toolbox all up with their nails, and they love to knock these lights down, but they can't get up here right now. That's a little bit out of their limit of when they're on the ground, what they can climb up, but at least not yet. And then I just don't have a lot of other places to stick some of my photography equipment. But I mean, you release them in here in the morning, and you come in 5 minutes later, and Sassy's in this crate, or this crate, makeshift. It's got some photography equipment in it that she can't damage, and she's in there and she's having a blast, crawling around, getting in and getting out. So I just think it's very, very important to, if you're going to get a Tegu or Tegus, that you need to have the space, because leaving them in a cage is what I'm trying to express is not doing them any favors. They will spend about 5 hours in this room, and that's all they do is walk around and climb and have a blast in here and getting exercise. Otherwise, your Tegu's just sitting in their cage, and you're feeding them, and they're getting fat. And just like a human, if you don't exercise, you don't move around, and you just eat, you get overweight, and your muscles become soft, and then you can't bend down and touch your toes, and you can't run if you need to run. It's just you go into, I guess the word is atrophy. There you go. But there's Mac. He is just hanging out up there, and Sassy is walking around to the back, and they just have a blast in here like little children. They love to go behind things. The darkness back there, they love to go, behind, lean things up against the wall. But you get the point. It just gives them stimulation and things for them to do, and they love being in this room. Isn't that right, Matt? Tell him. Watch when I grab him behind his neck and I hold him, he'll shake his head. Well, he may not do it today. He's such a good big lizard. Okay, well, another video in the books. Have a great day. Think about if you're getting a Tegu that you're going to have to make a lot of things that you're going to have to do to keep them properly. And these are still very, very young Tegus, not even more than a year and a couple of months old. And they need this much space. Just imagine having a 4-foot, 5-foot Tegu, that's 10 years old. And it was just kept in a cage for 5 to 10 of those years. They lose what they are and what they can do, and their climbing ability, and their muscle performance, and their physical physique. So it's very important to give them lots of things to do and a lot of space to do it in. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Okay, I come back in my house after eating lunch, just leaving the Tegus in here, and Sassy and Mac have done things I did not expect. Sassy climbed up the back of this tall chest toolbox that I have on here and knocked the lights off, of course. There's Mac over there. And there's Sassy. And they unplugged the camera. I'm surprised they didn't climb up here and kick off all the things on the table. That's what they do. They just have fun. And that's what, it's not negative. It's just they love climbing and exploring. And, they got to go everywhere. They got to go everywhere. I came in and Sassy was compressed back behind here on the wall and was trying to climb up, back up to get up here because they can't get traction. They can't get traction up here to climb. So they use their back and they push their legs, and then force their way up the back with their legs, and compression against the wall. They're silly animals. Look at them. They love it in here. Isn't that right, Sasser? Isn't that right, Sasser? What about you too, Mac? You want a stroke? Here comes Sassy for some love. The Tegus enjoy each other, man. I think they would be lonely without each other. Pretty cool. We got Mac, the female Tegu, or Sassy, the female Tegu, and Mac, the male Tegu. Living in harmony.